Hello, it's Monday at GazWeather.com, which means only one thing. It's Europe Day. Every Monday, or I try to do it every Monday anyway. Everybody at GazWeather.com. We have a look at the weather for the coming week across the continent, and today is no exception. It has some massive heat across some parts of Spain earlier last week. It'll be interesting whether that heat is repeated this week. I don't think it will, but we'll have a look at the charts in a moment. Before I get on for European Outlook, just say about the ads. There's links to articles on all of the pages at GazWeather.com, so have a browse through the widgets. Any articles that you're interested in, please click through your ad and read the article. Thanks so much for doing that. This video ads say open out within the content. When you watch them, they'll close back up again. They're quite short TV commercials then. So thanks for getting involved, and thanks for doing that. The website we're using for European Outlook is coastwestsector.de. You can find a link to that on the links page. So here's today's synoptic pressure chart. And the main drive is this bit deeper of low pressure, but sitting across the United Kingdom and Ireland today. Very autumnal, really, looking at area of low pressure, that one, out to the northwest of Europe. And it generally is an unsettled scene across many parts of northern Europe. Have to go down into the Mediterranean to find things looking more settled and summery, with generally ridges extending through the Med. The upper air temperature showed it's still pretty hot across Spain. It's not as hot as it was last week, but it's still pretty hot there down across Spain. And most of the Mediterranean actually doing very well with the upper air temperatures, but much cooler up in the north. So a real north-south split going on actually between the Med and northern parts of Europe. Of course, the Alps tending to be the dividing line for that. So lots of dry weather through the Med today. We're off down to Spain. It's going to be a nice day, as it is through the Mediterranean. So the Balearic Islands of Mallorca, Menorca, Ibiza doing very well today, as will Corsica and Sardinia, and most of Italy. There could be a thunderstorm down across the far southern tip of Italy. And then we go down in towards Greece, and mainly dry, sunny and very warm, if not hot there. But notice a much more unsettled scene up to the north, so lots of heavy rain and showers for Scotland and England. Also for Ireland, they extend over the North Sea into parts of Belgium and Holland, and going into Denmark as well. And then up into Scandinavia, showers along the spells of rain up there, backing into the west of Russia. Dry weather for France and Germany, though, today. So temperature's doing very nicely through the Mediterranean. Spain could well be up to 32 degrees, 90 Fahrenheit, across central parts of Spain. Most of the Med will be seeing temperatures into the upper 20s, if not below 30 Celsius. So we're into the 80s Fahrenheit now across many parts of the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean summer has well and truly set in. Pretty warm, really, for France and Germany. Temperatures around 21 degrees, 70 Fahrenheit there, extending into Poland as well. But going further north and west of that, for United Kingdom, for Ireland, Denmark, Belgium, Holland, and going up into Scandinavia. You can't see Scandinavia, but it's a very cool scene across many parts of Northern and Western Europe today. Moving through into the middle part of the week, and it's staying unsettled up in the north, with perhaps signs of pressure weakening a little bit through the Mediterranean as well. It may also be pushing up some heat in towards the east of Europe, but that could trigger some thunderstorms. Notice the Azores High trying to get in towards the west of Europe. That could become a little bit more important as we get through to next weekend. So an east-west split by the time we get through to midweek. The warmth is going up into the east of Europe, quite hot there for those eastern countries, particularly going up towards Black Sea and Ukraine, and then go down to the Balkans as well, over the Adriatic into Italy, and then down southeastern parts of the Med. It's a bit cooler out to west, though, so it's a little bit cooler for Spain and Portugal as the winds are going into the north, and it's still very cool scene across the northwest, so Scandinavia, Finland, Sweden, Norway, all doing very poorly with the temperatures, as is the United Kingdom, Ireland, and that cool air extends down into northern parts of France as well. So showers or longer spells of rain churning away here through the middle part of the week. Some quite heavy showers, perhaps emerging into longer spells of rain through France, Belgium and Holland, and going into Germany as well. That extends up through Denmark into Scandinavia. As we go towards the eastern part of Europe, the showers get more intense, so there's risk of thunderstorms, I think, in the east. We'll have a look at the Cape in a moment, but the east of Europe, yes, I think as the temperatures lift up through midweek, that could well set off some thunderstorms. Maybe a few showers down across southern parts of Spain, interestingly, but most of the Mediterranean Sea is largely dry through the middle part of the week. Besba Cape, we haven't used these charts so far this summer season, but there we go. We've got some convective potential in the east. Remember, the brighter the colours with these charts, the greater the risk of thunder. So there is a good risk of thunder there, extending really from the Balkans and going up in towards parts of the Ukraine, and also going over towards the Black Sea. There will be risk of some thunderstorms in those regions. So that's where the heat is through the middle of the week. Temperatures into the upper 20s, if not the low 30s, across the east of Europe. But you notice many central, northern and western parts of Europe very, very cool, with temperatures really disappointing for the time of the year. Moving through to the end of the week, it's still a very changeable scene. The risk of some thunderstorms still there, I think, with unstable air and quite warm air too in the east of Europe. Otherwise, high pressure's trying to ridge in off the Atlantic, but it's all sort of in between, really. Low pressure is still there to the north of Scotland, still trying to churn its way into Norway. So there's a bit of a battle actually going on between the low pressure and the high pressure, and it all gets rather uncertain and complicated as we get through to the end of the week. The warmth is in the east of Europe, and it's pushing up towards western Russia as we go through towards Friday. Otherwise, generally still quite a cool scene, really, across most parts of Europe. Risk of thunder in the east of Europe at the end of the week. Central and western parts of Europe having a risk of showers, particularly in the northwest, with perhaps longer spells of rain coming into Norway. Some thunderstorms over the Adriatic from the Balkans in towards Italy, but from Italy westwards it's largely dry through Corsica, Sardinia, the Balkan, the Balearic Islands, and down into Spain and Portugal as well. Lots of dry weather going on in those regions. Convective potential is in the east of Europe as we go through to the end of the week, and that's where the warmth still is in the east of Europe, with temperatures into the mid to upper 20s Celsius. Otherwise, it's still very cool, really, with temperatures below average at the end of the week. And finally, having a sneak peek at next weekend, high pressure again is trying to ridge in off the Atlantic, but the jet stream is still there to the north of the UK and going into Scandinavia as well, and things probably turning a bit more unsettled, or staying a bit more unsettled in the east of Europe too. The warmth is in the east, but it is easing off as this cooler air moves in from central and western parts of Europe. Notice your upper air temperatures beginning to warm up there across parts of Spain. The risk of thunder is in the east of Europe still. Many central areas becoming dry, and it's still dry through the Mediterranean, but there could be some showers around Italy, going down in towards Greece perhaps as well. And still the risk of some showers or longer spells of rain through the UK and Ireland, and also going into parts of Norway and the north of Sweden as well, possibly even into Finland. There is a risk of some showers or longer spells of rain in these regions. Temperatures next weekend show that the warmth is easing from the east. Actually, the temperatures are dropping back towards the mid-20s Celsius as this cooler air moves its way in from the west, and generally most central western parts of Europe quite cool. But as we come down towards the Mediterranean, temperatures are picking up there, particularly in France. So, in summary, we're going to be looking at another unsettled week across many parts of Europe. The heat is going to be through the Med and up into the east of Europe this week. Central, western, northwestern parts of Europe, always rather cool and unsettled. That's how it's looking. Have a great week, whatever you're doing on the continent this week. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.